Hi there, friends. Nibs again. I'm out here in the garage doing a little bit of tinkering around tonight, or today, and I'm going to do hopefully what'll end up being a nice video for up on my YouTube channel to show you guys how to do a repair job on. This is not a real early one, but a earlier Sheridan Blue Streak, also known as a C series gun, and this one here, at a minimum, it needs a pump cup. And once I'm going to put the pump cup in first and put that back together and see how that does. And then if not, if that still doesn't work, we'll have to break down into the inside of it here and put the rest of the valve in there. I've got a kit here from Henry Ford at Crossman600repair.com. Also look up Crossman 600 Repair eBay seller if you're looking for parts for any of these guns. He has them on eBay, but if you go to his website, you can get his information. If you're looking for him to do the repair, he can definitely do that for you too. Anything has to do with Crossman or Benjamin or Sheridan, he's the guy to look up and have do that work for you. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it. I'm going to reposition the camera so that I'm down on the tabletop here, and then we'll go ahead and start working on this guy. Alrighty, friends, so what we have here is my friend Dave's Sheridan Blue Streak, and for starters we're going to put a new pump cup in this guy, and that should be pretty straightforward. I've never done one of these, but they're not much different than a Crossman or a Benjamin gun from that era. And what we're going to want to do is, this one actually has two roll pins in here up in the front, and we'll go ahead and open up the action a little bit. My bench is a mess, so hard time trying to keep you guys in frame here, but I want to line that first pin up with one of the holes in my drift block here. And I apologize for if the camera gets shaky one of them. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Darn it. It's starting to move. I'm not going into the drift block, obviously. I didn't get a blood blister, that's good. There. So there's our first roll pin out. I got a little chunk of rubber in there from the drift block because I wasn't going straight into it. Now we'll get the second one lined up here, hopefully. Scratch the paint a little bit, that's a bummer. Alright, that one came out a lot easier. Maybe because I was not trying to drive it into the rubber block there. So a little trick I learned, use the pump rod to actually drive out this front cap here. Make sure I've still got you guys in. And so now this is enclosed here, so you need to line up the pin for this pump rod, and that pin should push right out, and then you should be able to take the pump arm off, set that little pin aside. Now we should be able to get the pump cup out. Yeah, so there's the pump cup. It is just hard as a rock. I'm not sure exactly how to get that off of there, so I am going to go ahead and there's the replacement one right there. I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera and figure out how to get that guy off of there, and I'll be right back with you when I get that figured out. Alright, I think I've got a good method figured out here. I just got a little bitty flat blade screwdriver, and I've already got it started working around, and I'm just working my way around it and kind of prying it out. It's just a friction fit inside of a little metal cup there. I've done these similar replacements on some Crossman guns in the past, but I just wasn't sure exactly how hard this one was going to be to get out. Being that rubber is so hard on this one. All right, let me see if I can grab that with some needle nose pliers now, and just, it's actually cracking as I'm. I don't want to damage that metal at all, so that's why I'm trying to be very careful with it here. I wonder if the pliers part on my Leatherman might give me a little bit better grip on it. It's just about there. There it goes. So there we go. And as I was doing that, it was splintering and cracking. Let's go ahead and get our new one out. Nice and supple. Kind of nice. Henry sends a new bottle of oil with each kit. A lot of you guys probably don't buy numerous kits from him, so but I have dozens of them around the garage here now. But now we got to work this new pump cup into the pump rod here. A little bit of oil should help that slide in there a little bit easier. Yeah, that was pretty easy. I was working it around there, and you hear that little wisp of air come out of there. So now it's seated in there really well. So one thing, when you're putting it back together, may not show up really well on camera here, but this hole here is actually offset. It's not straight in line with the pump rod. That actually goes to the bottom when you put the pin back in there. If you had it flipped over, I don't think you'd be able to even put the pin back in there, but you may line up with this front hole. You don't want that. You want this hole, it's just slightly offset, but it's enough that it would make things difficult. So let's go ahead and put another little drop of oil on there just to make it run. But let's go ahead and, so you gotta be careful here while you're getting this lined up. Sorry if I get you guys out of frame here. There can be little sharp edges on these holes, so you want to be careful that you don't force it too bad. If it feels like it's catching, take your time and maybe use a little flat blade to try to line those up and get it past those holes. So now I'm going to line up my hole for the pump rod, and pump rod pin back in here, hopefully. There she goes. Alrighty. So that is back in where it belongs. Now we line up our pump arm. Put our piece back in here. Push the pump arm out of the way. You can tell it's already making some pressure, so. Get these two roll pins back in here. Okay, so let me see here. Oh yeah, that's nice. I don't have to tear all the way into it, I think. Let me pause you. I'll bring you back up to eye level. Alrighty, friends, so I'm back, and I did a couple of test shots with this off camera, and this thing is a powerhouse. I'm going to do another video on this one, kind of going through a good review on it and do some accuracy testing with it. But I did do, I'm going to do one for you right now, just a shot, and let you guys hear it shoot. But it is a monster. So with 5 pumps, I saw a speed of, I'll put the crony numbers right up here. I saw a power of 582 feet per second, and with 8 pumps, I think that's the maximum you're supposed to do with these. I saw 683 feet per second, which is pretty smoking. That's like, well, I can't remember the foot-pounds of energy, but it's pretty powerful. But this one, kind of like my my Benjamin 392 that I have, which is a 177 caliber. That thing is a monster too. But these things can be a chore to pump, so you want to put the butt inside your thigh here, and that gives you a lot of leverage. So you start pumping. And even getting to 5 pumps there, it's really it takes a man-sized effort to to manage that. But just and I don't even have a target in my pellet catching box right now, but they are it's slamming them home pretty good. So I am just glad. I mean, I was going to do it if it needed to be, but the valve seems to be in perfect condition still on this, so I am not going to tear into it unnecessarily. But that's a good looking gun and a good shooting gun. Has the factory optional Williams peep sight. So there you go. I just had to take those 2 pins out and replace the pump cup, and this one's good to go. All right, hope you liked the video. Till next time, have a great day.